With no announcements from the floor, give it up for Thought of the Day, Jose Arellano. Come on up.
Good morning, everybody. So after yesterday's last session, we were all in here together, and I was thinking about what this is, and the homies that did the workshop, the healing circle, they made me think about ceremony and how this is a ceremony. And it reminded me of this time I was in a sweat lodge ceremony, and for those of you that don't know what a sweat lodge ceremony is, it's an ancient indigenous practice. And we go into this thing called an inipi, and it's dark in there, and we get real close to the earth, and it's hot, and we pray. And we go around and we pray. And you could speak in your native dialect, you could speak it in English, you could sing a song, but the intention is to pray. And there's 4 rounds. And so anyway, after this one particular ceremony, I come out, and I'm drying myself off, and this elder, he walks up and sits next to me. Out of nowhere, he just walks up and sits next to me. And he says, "You know why it's dark in there?" I said, "Nah, I don't know why it's dark in there." I never thought about that, because when you're in there, you're just like, it's hot. You're just trying to pray and get through the prayer. But I never thought about why it was dark in there. And he said, "You know why it's dark in there? It's dark in there because in there, the color of your skin doesn't matter. And in there, your gender doesn't matter. And in there, the color of your eyes doesn't matter. The only thing that matters when we're in there is our prayer and our intention." He made me think about that, and I started to think about the prayers. I started to think about everybody as we went around and what people were praying for, and the intention was good. Everybody in there was praying for something good, their family, their loved ones, their community, their partners, their selves. The intention was good. And it made me think about this place, and all of us being here, and our intentions are good. And then, one day, I went back to ceremony, and the ceremony was getting real big. We were bringing a lot of homies, a lot of gang members from Homeboys to go pray like that. And one day, I'm coming out the lodge, and next thing I know, bam, this elder's next to me again. He was like a ninja, you know what I mean? Just came out of nowhere. And I'm drying off, and he says, "That's a strong ceremony." He says, "I see you guys, bringing a lot of gang members, and it makes us happy, it makes the land happy, makes the earth happy." He says, "That's a very strong ceremony." He says, "But another strong ceremony? You want to know about another strong ceremony?" And I said, "Yeah, tell me about that ceremony." He says, "It's a ceremony that's happening within yourself. There's a fire within yourself that needs to be tended to." He says, "And that ceremony is strong too." He said, "Don't forget to tend your fire." And he made me think about stuff, right? He made me think about, what am I doing, for myself, for my family, for my children. And I say all that to say is, because I heard us talk yesterday in this larger group about this specific ceremony and the work. And the healing circle made me think about our own individual ceremonies. I'm sure we all heard people that stood up and they talked about their own spiritual journeys. They talked about their own pain, their challenges, their struggles. And I say all that to say, this ceremony right here, this is a beautiful, strong ceremony. And it's diverse. We all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. And none of that, our race doesn't matter, our gender doesn't matter, the color of our eyes doesn't matter. It's a strong ceremony right here. It's a strong one. And at the same time, we're all individuals going through this journey called life. We have our own challenges, our own barriers. And there's another strong ceremony that's happening within each and every single one of us. And both ceremonies are just as important. So I challenge all of us today, let's tend this fire. This fire is important, but let's also tend the fire that's happening within ourselves. Thank you, guys.